On October 14th, a beautiful 12-year-old Paris girl named Lola failed to come home from middle school. Later that evening, her strangled and mutilated body was found near her home in a suitcase. This child seems to have suffered the worst atrocities before succumbing to the consequences of asphyxiation. It is the type of crime story that makes one rethink their faith in humanity. Join us as we look at the gruesome murder of Lola Daviet that rocked the whole of Europe. The staging of the crime, the nature of the abuse suffered by the young victim, and the apparent casualness of the alleged murderer, everything invites bewilderment in the case of the murder of little Lola. The girl, Lola Daviet, disappeared on October 14th in the afternoon. Her body was found hours later, mutilated and stuffed in a suitcase. The police said her body was found with her feet and wrists bound. The numbers 1 and 0 were imprinted across her chest, which police said could have been placed by a device. The chilling final moments of the 12-year-old girl were captured on camera. Footage from the CCTV cameras of the building where she stayed with her parents, Delphine and Johann Daviet, showed her walking in the front door with an unknown woman just moments before her death. The woman spotted with her is the same person who was later seen carrying the suitcase by witnesses. According to their statements quoted by French media, Lola can be seen dressed in a white outfit and carrying what appears to be a school bag. The footage was accessed by her parents when they were looking for details about their missing daughter. The details are beyond sick. Lola appears to have been stripped naked and raped before she was butchered and killed. The police have been reticent, but it's reported Lola was literally gutted during or after her killing. A homeless man discovered the bag left inside the courtyard of the apartment block where the 12-year-old girl lived with her parents. Officials said the significance of the numbers was unclear. The parents of the youngster worked as caretakers in the 19th arrondissement in northeast Paris. They also owned 2 houses in the village of Foucouroya, near Bethune, northern France, and a mobile holiday home in Ronde-de-Fourier on the English Channel coast. In a Facebook post, the victim's mother, Delphine, enlisted the help of Samaritans in hopes of finding her daughter, Lola Daviet. A detailed social media post read, "Alert, abduction of our daughter Lola seen last time at 15:20 in the company of a girl we don't know in our residence. She has white jeans on, a white sweater with a hood, as well as her gray backpack. Please help us find her." According to law enforcement, Lola was taken to the basement of her building, after which she was reportedly assaulted, tortured, and strangled by a homeless woman. They added that the victim's throat was slashed before she was stuffed inside the suitcase. A post-mortem report indicated that the 12-year-old girl died of asphyxiation. According to the victim's parents, Lola was expected to return home, as they had to make a 3-hour drive to the family village located in the north of Paris, the Mirror reported. As per the outlet, after growing increasingly concerned about their daughter's whereabouts, the victim's father checked out surveillance footage of their building. The clip saw Lola enter the building beside a stranger at around 3:20 p.m. on the same day. The police quickly arrested a female suspect, Dabiabi, aged 24, whom they initially described as mentally ill. It later emerged that she was Algerian and was in an irregular situation in France. And then other Algerian migrants had also been arrested. Witnesses told reporters the suspect entered the building alone, and she then came out half an hour later with a large, very heavy suitcase. One resident said he saw the suspect dragging the suitcase around 2 hours prior to Lola's disappearance and was offered money to help her move it. He said, "We saw her go into the building and she was dragging the suitcase with her. She did not seem right in the mind." Others saw the suspect drinking a coffee and eating a croissant as she appeared to try and work out what to do next. As far as can be determined, on the day of the killing, Dabiabi apparently waited for Lola to return home from school, seized her, and took her to her sister's apartment. On Monday, the prosecutor's office confirmed to Le Monde that the suspect is expected to be indicted for murder and of a minor under 15 years of age involving acts of torture and extreme violence. A 43-year-old man is also in custody because police suspect he drove the woman and the suitcase in his car. It is unclear whether he has been charged. The BBC reports authorities have not yet revealed a motive, but have said that the woman is psychologically unstable and that the alleged slaying was gratuitous. Daviet did not make mention of an organ trafficking to the police. Despite the witness's alleged account, police are reportedly not considering organ trafficking as a motive in this case. Instead, local authorities suggest Daviet is psychologically unstable. On October 17th, Daviet appeared in court, where she was accused of murdering a child under the age of 15, acts of torture, and of concealing a body. The other suspect in custody is believed to have driven Daviet and the suitcase around in his car on Friday, according to the BBC. Eventually, Daviet and the suitcase returned to Daviet's apartment complex. She later left again without the suitcase. One possible theory is an apparent argument between Daviet and Lola's parents, Delphine and Johan, over their apartment block. The suspect had tried to move in with her sister in the same building the middle-class Daviet family live in and are custodians for, but Delphine refused to give the homeless woman an access pass. Investigators believe the killing could have been an act of revenge, with the attacker even confusing the 12-year-old girl for her mother, France Bleu reported. Prosecutors said yesterday Daviet had brought Lola to her sister's apartment, where she forced her to take a shower, then commit harm of a sexual nature and other violent acts against Lola that caused her death, and hid her body in the suitcase. When the suspect, who has no criminal record but was the victim of domestic violence in 2018, was shown photographs of Lola's body, she allegedly replied, "It does not make me hot or cold. I too was raped and saw my parents die in front of me." Daviet arrived legally in France in 2016 on a student residence permit, but she was notified of an obligation to leave French territory in August after failing to produce a valid residence permit. She was arrested at an airport on August 21st by police, but had no further dealings with them until Friday's killing. As police continue to investigate, Lola's friends and family are mourning the loss of the happy girl who loved gymnastics. Students at Lola's school are shaken by the shocking murder of one of their classmates. One father told Le Parisien newspaper, "My daughter cried all weekend. She hasn't slept a wink. We can't trust anyone now in our neighborhood. I am very afraid for my children." This is not just another crime story in a city celebrated for them. It has rapidly become political. The left has been mostly silent, but Eric Zemmour, the failed presidential candidate, has declared the killing to be yet another example of fratricide. Zemmour's comment was quickly denounced by the Interior Minister, Gérald Darmanin, as indecent. Emmanuel Macron belatedly recognized the murder, meeting Lola's parents after a 4-day gap, but the killing adds to what appears to be a growing sentiment that French authorities are losing their grip. His office said he offered them his condolences and assured them of all his solidarity and support in the ordeal they are going through, and which upsets us all. The far right and some in the conservatives' ranks said the incident showed failings in the government's law and order policies. Social media accounts relayed daily attacks and exposed the incapacity of the police. To exacerbate the wound, October 16th was the second anniversary of the beheading by an Islamist terrorist of the high school teacher Samuel Paty. Member of the National Assembly of France, Olivier Marleix, said, "This murder should not have happened. The assassin should not have been in France. There is a very deep emotion in our country." The far-right leader, Marine Le Pen, said in Parliament, "Too many crimes are being committed by clandestine immigrants one has not been able or willing to deport. The case is still in progress." What do you think was the motive behind Lola's tragic death? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel for your regular dose of whodunits. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.